NWA. My name is Chris Claus, sitting right here next to Todd Kennelly ringside, and Don Juan taking on a man, Todd, who's making his debut in the NWA, or should we say re-debut?
Yes, Rob Conway, of course, a former three-time WWE Tag Team Champion. When he was originally in Ohio Valley Wrestling, it was part of the NWA family. So, kind of a second stint here in NWA, but he has been talking a good game, and our first chance to now see what he can do in the ring as a singles competitor here in the NWA.
There is a little technicality there at the NWA, but this is definitely the NWA, and the NWA fans not approving whatsoever of Rob Conway. And Conway has really let this talk about letting it get to him.
Yeah, not exactly enduring himself to the fans here in Houston. Thinks he's better than everybody, but to his credit so far, Don Juan has remained cool, calm, and collected, not allowing it to get to him.
He sure thought he was better than Dave Marquez, really giving it to him earlier on there. Good gosh. But nonetheless, the match underway here against Don Juan. He's got his work cut out for him right here, Todd.
Well, I beg to differ. It's not underway yet because it looks like Rob Conway has a little more jaw-jacking to do.
Apparently so. Collar and elbow tie-up. Finally, both these guys square up. And wow, look at the power possessed right there. And of course, showing us where the power came from, of course.
Conway, I'll tell you what, he does look to be in the best shape of his career. Looks phenomenal. And he said that he is out to really make a name as a singles competitor. And Don Juan trying to rally the crowd here in Houston, and he is doing just that. They are fired up.
The fans fired up in Houston, exactly right. Another collar and elbow tie-up as we see again the power possessed. Look at this. What a... Talk about cocky.
Don Juan, though, he's staying right there in the pocket and firing back. He's no slouch. You know, Don Juan has wrestled for Ring of Honor. He's wrestled for FIP and NWA Anarchy, so he's had some ring wars as well.
Don't forget, you log on to bvdvd.com and you can pick up some of those FIP DVDs along with tremendous other wrestling and MMA action. And look at this, again, posing, gloating to the fans. Gosh. Rob Conway, but again, I have to agree with you, Todd, probably in the best shape of his entire career, but again, the fans solely behind Don Juan.
Both these men are really have been accustomed to tag team wrestling. Of course, Conway, we talked about his title reigns in the WWE. Don Juan usually teams as part of a three-man team, the Texas Treats, along with Chris Marvel and Joey Spector. Now we're going to see what these guys can do. When they get in trouble, they're not going to have an outreached hand to tag for some extra help.
It's singles competition tonight here in Houston, Texas, as Don Juan and Conway going out of here. Nice side headlock from Don Juan, relentless, not giving up an inch here. Wow, duck underneath right there, presence of mind. Wow, what a big shoulder block that was. And clear out of the ring goes Conway.
He absolutely launched Conway there. And Rob Conway, you know, Chris, he has referred to himself as the Iron Man, and he might have to be just that because it looks like Don Juan's here for the long haul. He came to fight.
Well, he may have underestimated Don Juan. I mean, Don Juan, yeah, you were talking about him as a very accomplished tag team wrestler, but he's showing us a lot here tonight in singles competition. Nice hip toss right there. And again, Conway just flying here. Don Juan showing me a lot. I mean, he's not as big as Conway. He might not be in the best shape, but man, what he is possessing some power here. Maybe I even underestimated.
Conway is frustrated here. Of course, Rob spent a lot of the opening moments of the match posing, and now returning the favor is Don Juan. Don Juan, a lot of great fundamentals trained by Rudy Boy Gonzalez. So he's right here at home, and again, he's got the crowd behind him, and that may make the difference.
Totally behind him 100%. And, as much as they like Don Juan, I think they even despise and loathe and hate Rob Conway, maybe even more. As right now we see finally some offense here from Conway, but just like that, a counter once again from Don Juan into a side headlock, going off the ropes down. Conway down, up and over, goes Don Juan. Wow, nice leapfrog right there. Oh, catches him right there.
Yeah, he caught him low there, and Conway is in a bad way here, and Rob Conway's going to have to prove himself. He's in for a fight. He was posing early. He's going to have to prove that he's not just a sports entertainer. Great competition here.
Oh, come on, are you kidding me? I think he was possibly playing possum there. But downstairs, look at it. That takes a little time to recuperate from something Wow, and Don Juan in a world of hurt right now. This Conway, unbelievable.
And referee Kevin Rivera is going to have to, just slaps him upside the head.
Talk about insult to injury right there, but still, what a huge knee that was, right to the mush of Don Juan going for the pin right here. No hook of the leg, though.
Oh, please. What a ridiculous cover that was.
And now choking away here, Todd.
Just mocking his opponent, and now the referee admonishing him, but the knee is across the throat, continues the choke.
And Don Juan, you can see the pain expression right there on his face as referee Rivera still going right after Conway. Look at these shots right here now.
This arena, a converted rodeo arena, so it's dirt floors, but we're seeing a lot of dirty tactics by Conway in this match.
Dirt all over here. He's got these shoes here too. There's dirt all over him. And now the fundamentals coming into play once again in the center of the ring.
And again, just yelling out at the crowd. Conway's really got to concentrate on his opponent, a little less on the crowd here, I think.
That chin lock right here applied on that knee. Trying to, but Don Juan now trying again to get up, and he fights back down with some elbows to the midsection of Rob Conway. Nice stiff forearm right there. 2 of them, 3 of them now. Look at this. Don Juan again, the fans solely behind him. Oh, sleeper hold caught him right in the center of the ring.
Yeah, right out of the frying pan and into the fire. And he's got him in the center of the ring. He's got that clamped in. Referee Rivera checking in there, making sure that it's not a choke, and checking on Don Juan.
I don't know, it looks like that arm a little bit under the chin there, Todd. I'm not sure, but the referee letting it slide nonetheless. Going for the fans trying so desperately to urge, that's 2 now, to urge Don Juan on, and that's it. If it drops, it's over. No, it's up, Todd. You see it right there.
Yeah, there is some fight left in Don Juan, and credit the fans for bringing him back to life here. Now a sleeper of his own.
Unbelievable. Tit for tat right here, move for move. And the sleeper applied, like you said, to Rob Conway.
A little taste of his own medicine, but there's the power. Wow, folded him up with that suplex. He landed on the back of his head. Dangerous move there. And Conway, it could be over maybe if he goes for the pin.
Right to the external occipital protuberance, to quote the great Gorilla Monsoon right there. Unbelievable. Like you said, just broke him in half.
Now off of the second rope. Conway knows he may have this thing well in hand. What's it going to be? Drops the elbow. Nobody home.
Nobody home, but Todd again wasting a little bit too much time there on the top on that second rope. And now Conway in a world of hurt, block, and a shot, another forearm shot. Those stiff forearms from Don Juan off the rope with the momentum, and another one, but Conway's still on his feet.
How does Don Juan have anything left after that sickening suplex? Now a clothesline. This crowd urging him on. Don Juan wants to be the one to shut the mouth of Conway once and for all.
And this is it. This is the beginning of the end right now. He can only 1, 2. He has got to hook the leg, Todd.
I don't know how much strength he has in those arms, though, but with that shot to the neck, with that suplex, he's got to have a stinger, I would believe.
And now Don Juan capitalizing here. Listen to the fans count along. Series of shots to the head to Rob Conway. Unbelievable. Don Juan, literally a house of fire. Wow.
I think that was about Siete there.
Oh. And now Don Juan going right after the dazed and very confused Conway. Oh no. Off the rope. Oh my goodness, what a spear. And that came out of nowhere. Desperation.
Conway caught him there with that spear. Just when it looked like he was in trouble, Conway now has got him up.
Standing front suplex coming up. Oh no, reversed it. Into a swinging neck breaker.
Now into the cover.